Welcome back. My name is Armani and today I'm going to be showing you how I fill in my eyebrows. And it's a super simple routine. I've used Anastasia's DipBrow Pomade in dark brown to achieve my bold but natural eyebrows. And that was my phone. So on that note, let's just hop into the tutorial. So first thing that I'm going to do is brush through my brows with the spoolie. I like to brush in an upward motion, and then when I get to the tail end, I go further down. Or I brush down, not further down. So there's that. So my eyebrows are now brushed through, so I can start to fill them in. So then I take my Anastasia DipBrow Pomade. I said it was in the shade dark brown. It looks like this. And then I take a angled brush and I dip lightly into the pomade. So what I like to do sometimes is like take off any excess that I might have on both sides on the back of my hand. That just helps you from going like too crazy too fast. And then I'm gonna go in and start. We're not filling in yet, we're just outlining the shape that we want. And I think this helps, especially when you have thinner brows, just because my shape isn't like super defined. I'm not liking how that baseline looks a little crooked in here, so I'm just gonna go through and fix it. It helps to use a mirror, like a small compact mirror like how I'm using, so you can really see what you're doing. Now I'm just gonna go through with whatever product is left on my brush and in upward strokes. I'm gonna start blending and filling in the product on my brows. And I don't really know how to explain my technique. I think it's easier just to watch. Just making small upward strokes. And you want to use a brush that has a very thin tip. And that's looking pretty good right now. I'm not going to blend it out until we fill in this one. So I'm going to fill in this one. I'm just going to let you guys watch me fill in this one. I'm not going to talk through this one. Alright, so those are looking pretty even. They look a little cray right now. They look a little harsh, and that's normal. What I'm going to do now is take a spoolie, and I'm just going to brush through them in an upward motion, the same way that we brushed through them before we filled them in. And I'm just going to blend them out to my desired opacity, for lack of better words. The more you blend, the more natural the look will be. The less you blend, the harsher the brow. So it's completely up to you. Some people like their brows to be harsh. I like mine to be defined but still natural. So what I focus on is blending out this front portion of my brow to make sure that you can still see some skin peeking through. And I like to brush upward so the hair sort of sticks up. And we're gonna gel that down so it stays up too. And then the middle part, like the middle and the end part, I like to be very defined, not much skin peeking through, because that really gives me that definition and shape that I'm searching for. So that looks good. It's very slight, as you can see, but I blended out this one, and compared to this one and this one, you can see a very slight but important difference, I think. So that's blended, and that's not blended. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend out this side as well. And what I really like about this pomade is that you can blend and blend and blend. And you see I'm blending pretty harshly, and it's not removing too much product the pomade really stays in place and allows you to work with it gradually instead of all at once. So you can really get that perfect definition. I've used a lot of brow products, and oftentimes as soon as you like put a spoolie to it, it just like comes out, and it's just like, okay, I just spent all that time filling in my brows and it just like disappeared. So I think that looks really good. I like to look at like a faraway mirror and one that's close up, because sometimes close up it looks good and then far away you look like a caterpillar monster. So I'm gonna double check, and then if not, I'm gonna show you what I do to fix it. It is still looking a little square for my liking, so what I'm gonna do is take this spoolie and I'm gonna clean it out on like a towel or a paper towel to get out any of that product that has accumulated in the brush, because you don't want to be blending product back in. We're trying to remove product. So if there's a ton of product buildup in your spoolie, then you're not really getting anywhere. So now that this is clean, we'll do a little bit better job of just blending out those brows. Like I said, these changes are going to be very slight. It's going to look like I'm not doing much, but really I am, I promise you. Okay, that is good. On days that I do my makeup before I fill my brows, I conceal with LA Girl Pro Concealer, but I already have my makeup done, so I'm going to be using this NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Nutmeg. I'm going to be using this in a brush that looks like that. I'm just going to go under where I just worked. I like to get as close as I can to my hairline as possible, and then we're going to blend it out. And this is just going to define again. This is an optional step, as are all these steps, but this step isn't for everyone. Especially, I feel like if you have thicker brows, you can totally skip this step because you might not need that extra pop of definition that I need. But if you like super defined brows, then go for it. It's really just all up to you. I like to do this because it gives you a really super clean edge, like you just did your brows, especially for those days where your brows are like a weekend and you really need to do them but you're too lazy. This is really going to help hide those stray hairs. So I like to keep it only on the base. Some days I'll bring it up here and go something like that just to get that edge really sharp and sleek, but I never go on the top up here. Alright, so as you can see, that concealer has been placed. Now I'm just going to take my ring finger and blend down on that concealer, getting as close to that lash line as I can. And I blend up on the top part, so away from the hair. And it really just takes just your finger and some pressure. It just melts the product away. Okay guys, now you guessed it, I'm going to set with just this brow gel, nothing fancy, but setting your brows, there's nothing to it. You just sort of run the product through. What I really like to do though towards the front is make sure those hairs are gelled upwards, and then once I get to the middle, I sort of lay them down that way. This way you get that really natural looking front bit. Just like that. There's really nothing to it, guys. Still showing you because I think it'll be helpful, because I remember when I first started doing my brows it was tricky, but I've been doing my brows since high school and I'm 22 now, so I've had some years of practice. Makeup was hard at first, but now it's not super easy, but it's a lot easier for me. Alright, that looks wonderful. So the last thing that I like to do while those brows set is just take a crease brush and my Sacha Buttercup powder. It's the powder that I set and highlight my entire face with. So, and I like to just go over that concealer just so that it stays in place, because sometimes like when you sweat and stuff, if that concealer is not set, it'll get really shiny and start separating on you and it looks really bad. So I've learned to just run a little powder over that and over any spots where the gel touched my skin, because the gel leaves like a shiny cast and I don't like that. I have one more tip. Sometimes I'll do my brows and I'll do my whole makeup and then like I still feel like they're really harsh. So I'll take this Brow Stylish Plumper by L'Oreal Paris, and it has like an ashy brown tint to it. And what I'll do just to make my brows look a little bit more natural is I'll run this through the front portion of my brows. And this is also like a gel. And I'll just lighten up the hairs ever so slightly so the brows don't look as harsh. I know it's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it really does make a difference. Sometimes I like to do that just to lighten up the front a little bit. Or I'll just run my finger on this baseline here to sort of blend out that sharp line. And I mean, there's so many tricks you can do to get your brow to your liking. I think really it comes down to just experimenting with the kind of brows that you want. That is it for this tutorial. I'm looking shiny, so I'm sitting here just powdering my face. If you'd like to see more, please just leave a comment below what you'd like to see. I'm working on new tutorials, and me and Zoe are we're really working hard to just get out really good quality entertaining videos for you guys. So please subscribe if you have not already. Be sure to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next Friday.